grants. So I wanted to kind of do an info session about where we are in the grants program, because we're just about to close our wave 2 on Tuesday. So Consensys grants. So we're funding ethereum projects under these following categories. So we launched this at ETHGlobal last year. And we hoped to distribute 550k of grant money in 2019. We've currently distributed about 120, and we hope to, on the next wave 2, which is closing on Tuesday, we hope to give about 200k in grant money. And they're given out in 25k and 10k chunks. So if you are, so at the moment, so at the hackathon, we're giving away $1,000 for a prize on Sunday under these categories, anything that falls under those categories. But if you're not successful on that, you can also apply in general to the grants program, okay? I'm just going to do about 10 minutes on this, and then I'm going to open it up to questions for the last 10 minutes, okay? So what's the objective? We're supporting the ecosystem, and we're supporting underfunded projects. So the grants criteria, so what kind of projects, as I say, under the categories, so when they are submitted, the projects must benefit the wider ecosystem. They must be open source projects. If the project or the startup has got funding prior to applying to the grants, it'll be rejected. But that's not to say that once they get a grant that they can get follow-on funding. There's no problem there. And to kind of give you an outline of like the application process, so it takes about 2 months from you sending in your application. If you win at any of the hackathons that we're involved in, so if you were to win on Sunday, you get through the first round of the process, which is great. Okay, so you submit your application, you reach out for interviews, you accept acceptance notification, and then you set milestones with a mentor. We currently have about 8 to 10 mentors, and we're onboarding more mentors as we go. And then for the duration of the grant, it usually lasts for about 3 months. And I said, like, let's just say you get a 25k chunk, it's handed out in 3 parts. So you get your first part, and then you do your mentor milestone check-ins with your mentor, and then the next follow-on parts of that 25k or 10k is distributed. So this is kind of an idea of the advisory board that we have. So these are people kind of making decisions on some of the projects that are coming in. Jim is he's with Consensys, Tartan, Ken, and then Tanya Evans as well. So we have like other board members. So if you want to know any more questions about it, I would suggest just taking a snapshot of this, and it'll kind of lead you to any kind of like frequently asked questions that we usually get. And they hopefully can answer them. So these are a couple of grantees that have already been awarded. So they were awarded, I think, back in May. So Gas Station Ribbon, which is a healthcare project. There's a guy here from Consensys he's going to be brought on as their mentor, which is great. Black Girls Code, African blockchain developers, and these fall under the category of education, and then Lighthouse, which falls under security. And there's, I think there's like another 6 projects that have also been funded, and you can go on to the grants.consensys.com you can go down to meet the grantees, and it'll give you a download of like what's the type of projects that are applying for the grants and that have been successful. So we're partnering with Gitcoin to distribute the grant money as well, just so you know. And then also, as I said, we have the $1,000 that we will be giving away on tomorrow. So is anybody here applying, or is anyone interested in? Yeah? No? Yeah? 2? Yeah?
We're together.
You're together, okay. So yeah, and then most importantly, our wave 2 applications is closing on Tuesday. So if you want to get in on that, that's great, and you'll kind of like get an answer a lot quicker than if you apply on Wednesday, because then it'll be another like 10 weeks before you get kind of answers on that. Okay, and if anyone wants to take a screenshot of that, and it'll bring you to the applications. And that is kind of it so far. I kind of want it, because people have a lot of questions usually about the grants program. So does anyone have any questions?
I have a question. I guess I'm wondering the difference between a 10K versus a 25K award.
Yeah, so if you kind of look here, so you can see like infrastructure, they've allocated like 200K for that. A lot of the infrastructure projects, it just really depends on what you want to achieve on your milestones, and what you need that money for, and kind of justifies how much you need. So if they see a need for 25 versus 10K, so for instance, on the grantees so far, they've allocated 10 for African blockchain developers versus a lot of like the heavy lifting on developing goes out to the 25K.
Do you know if this awarded amount is considered taxable income?
Yeah. I don't think so. No, it's not. Because then it's a grant. So grants don't usually fall under taxable. Yeah, it might differ on like where you are, where you're based. We've had like applications like globally. There's no like one place that we're getting applications, which is really nice. And we're seeing, so what we're doing is we're partnering with hackathons. We already Berlin, we've got a good few applications there, and they just keep on rolling in. But it's really global. Sydney, Singapore, they're coming from everywhere, which is great. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
With the, I think there was something about mentor or check-in.
Yeah, so when you agree on your milestones, you'll probably agree on that with your mentor. So if your project is in healthcare, for instance, we'll pull out a healthcare mentor for you, and then you'll agree your milestones. So that's how you get your check-in points. That's what you say. Okay, well, I'm reaching this milestone. Kind of think about grants as like a precursor to our labs group. So because we're trying to build out the ecosystem, and in order to that, you have to inject grants into that. So.
Do you know if maybe the mentor, if that's something you can do remote?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's all remote. This is all remote, yeah. So it's really important that you can reach places that don't get grant fundings. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's all done remotely. Yeah. Hi.
So do you want to see sort of a business plan for return on investment, or
no,
is this really, I mean, I just don't understand the judging. How would you judge that a grant is worthy as opposed to another?
So they have, so at the start they like broke down the categories, so infrastructure, so they said, okay, well, there's a need for infrastructure projects, and that's why they allocated like a big chunk, 200K to that. And so they see a need to build that out more. And so projects come in, and it goes through like different rounds. So, does that answer your question? No.
Well, I mean, it just seems quite arbitrary. So the judges sort of make up their mind and give it a category, and it's a roll of the dice whether you're going to get approved or.
Well, you've got like so there's like checkpoints at each round, that they need to meet, and I can bring up So the first round will be, let's just say, we kind of do a quick call if there's no links, if like the team doesn't seem legit, if we feel that the team doesn't have what it takes to get through the 3 months.
So you have to have a team, is that true?
No, you don't have to have a team. You can have like 1 to 2 people.
Oh,
it could
okay.
be anything from 1 to like 4 people, or but you just can't have had previous funding.
Well, what's the rejection rate? Could you tell me that?
So we had about so you get it's about 10%, similar to like investments, like 10%, between 5 and 10% of applications get the grants.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you receive prior funding, there's no way that you can get a grant?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
So what's the definition? Like if you have a fellowship that pays you for 3 months?
No, that's fine. It's more like VC funding,
Okay.
like, yeah. But anything kind of, like any other grants, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
If you apply for a grant, if you aren't accepted, do you have an opportunity to sort of go back and fix maybe you weren't conveying
Yes.
what you were trying to convey originally when you applied?
Yeah, exactly. So, so on this is wave 2, we went back to previous applications on wave 1 and just said, hey, because they got feedback with their applications, and then they applied, and I think like 1 or 2 of them got through a couple of the rounds as well.
Applying for grants is a skill in itself.
Yes, yeah. Like we launched this late last year, so we are like honing it as well, like as we go. It's not perfect, but we're just kind of learning at each wave and what's the best, and like it comes on to like the committee members as well, getting like stronger and being okay, like what's the need for this project? What's the real need for this project? And we're hopefully getting better. So I think let me see a little bit here. So Consenys. I'm actually working on telling more hero stories about like the particular projects that came out, so that can kind of like give you guys an idea of like, okay, well, these are the type of things that are actually getting through the grants program, and these are like nice stories about it, and to help.
So kickback was a grant,
Sorry.
kickback, which was you don't have to state using kickback to come to this, and that was a grant recipient.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, we all used.
We had to use it or else we couldn't come.
Oh right. Okay. So that's because I was like came in as a sponsor.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that.
Yes.
So that's really
You
good.
saved more, you saved a lot more.
That's really great to know. Okay, so I came on the grants program about 10 weeks ago, so I'm like learning as well about like what projects are coming in, and then getting out to meet the ecosystem as well. Because I gotta know who you guys are, and
Fast.
guys and girls. Yeah. So
I have another question about with the grant money. What does that usually get used for? Would that be for like hardware or any services?
you break down what you are gonna like use that money for, and like so you go, okay, well, dev work allocate like 10k for that. We need to buy X, Y, and Z. This will be
Are the funds, so like if you receive a 10K award, are those funds transferred in one lump sum, or is it something where like the mentor will release it in phases?
yes, yeah.
The
So
second part?
yes,
Okay.
so so it'll be over 3 months,
Okay.
and after the first month, you have your check-in with your mentor. And your mentor goes, yeah, they're reaching their milestones. Release the funds or release the hands.
Or cut loose?
Yeah. No,
No, I don't.
well, maybe how it works is that if you're not reaching your milestones, then committee members are kind of brought in to kind of help you through,
Okay.
not slap you on the wrist, just see, okay, well, why aren't you meeting your milestones?
Sure.
And try and bring in other mentors that might be able to help you
I
get
understand.
reach them.
So just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Move on. But also a question. Did you take any IP or, okay, no equity or anything?
No.
That's just straight.
No. So we're figuring out, this Consensys Labs, that's our venture leg, and what was kind of like what I hope will happen is that there are really interesting projects that are coming out of the grants program that will be interesting to labs coming down the line, and just bringing those projects into fruition a little bit more, and hopefully then they can get funded. Yeah.
So you see this as a way to potentially funnel to the VC program?
Yeah, like it makes sense, you know, like you gotta be on a journey, like you can't
Yeah.
just be like go nowhere.
Yeah.
Some things will make sense to go to labs and some things won't. So if Blackbird's Girls Code immersion program wouldn't probably make sense for labs, but there's definitely some projects on there that would.
So it has to be focused on Ethereum only? Or?
Yes, yes. So that's a very important point.
The shirt says that.
Yeah.
Is the funding in dollar or in Ethereum?
In dollar. Yeah.
What stage did you see a lot of the startups are in? Are they like MVP, like revenue, like pre-revenue?
So that's why we're kind of partnering with a lot of the hackathons.
Yeah.
So it could be MVP, it could be a little bit further down the line, you know, so yeah, or it could be just an idea. But you kind of have to show, okay, well, if I'm going to build this, this is what I want to achieve at the milestones at the checkpoints. Any other questions?
Okay, let's say you get some money. Do I have to pay it back? Can I get sued, or do you cut your losses, or what the hell happens?
No.
I go to jail?
No. No. Not so far anyway, no.
So we get to keep the money and things?
Like if you're not reaching your milestones, as I said, the committee members, the board members will be brought in to try and get you over the line. And it might not just, you might not hit like after 3 months. It might like be 5 months before you get that. You know what I mean? The next chunk of cash.
Okay. Sorry to ask my question in a weird way. Thank you. Kind of weirdo.
So this it could be as weird as you like. I'm at the desk behind here as you go out. Just so you know who's here from Consensys, because I didn't know they were here. So we've got Academy, which is the education guys, and we did workshop on Solidity yesterday. If anyone has any questions, they're around. Just ping me on Discourse, and I'll make sure that they know you're here. There is guys from Academy and from where else? Yeah, anyway, up there. And also the token guys here. So if anyone's checking with that, some questions.
Joe coming?
No. I believe he's probably heading to Tel Aviv next week. So
Why?
for a hearing.
Okay.